The morning sun spilled across the fields like liquid gold, casting its light over the earth as though blessing it with warmth and promise. At the threshold of their new house, Deep stood with her hand resting lightly on the wooden doorframe. Behind her, the laughter of little Nhi rang like chimes, the child darting across the small garden as she chased a butterfly. For a moment, Deep simply watched, her heart aching with both relief and wonder. This was what she had dreamed of. A place where Nhi could run freely. A space with walls that did not echo with memories of fear. A beginning unmarked by sorrow. James emerged from the car, carrying a small box of books in his arms. Sweat clung to his shirt, but his face glowed with a light Deep had not seen in years. He set the box down, straightened, and looked first at the house, then at her. "It's not perfect," he said softly, almost apologetically. "But it's ours. And that makes it enough." Deep smiled faintly, though her chest tightened. She wanted to believe him. She wanted to trust that these walls would shield their fragile joy. Yet deep inside she knew, houses do not erase memories. They only collect new ones. And memories, whether tender or painful, always follow. Later, as they unpacked, Nhi skipped between them, her tiny arms full of toys and books. "Mama, Papa, can we put my dolls by the window? They like the sunshine," she asked, her eyes shining with innocence. James bent and kissed her hair. "Of course, sweetheart. The sunshine belongs to you." Deep lingered on the sight of them together. She longed to freeze this moment, to hold it forever. And yet, a whisper pressed against her heart. Could this new house really protect them? Could it shelter Nyi's childhood from fear? Or would the shadows of the past creep back through unseen cracks? That evening, as the sky blazed with fire, Deep stood by the window with her palm pressed against the cool glass. The house was still, waiting to be filled with laughter and stories. But in her heart lingered a thread of sorrow. Could walls truly save them? Or was love itself the only foundation strong enough to withstand the storms to come? A week of fragile peace. The first week in the new house was marked by the rhythm of small beginnings, the clatter of dishes in the kitchen, Nyi's footsteps echoing down the hall, the scent of fresh paint mingling with the flowers Deep planted along the porch. James threw himself into arranging furniture and sketching plans for work. Deep found herself humming again while she cooked, something she hadn't done in years. For a fleeting moment, life seemed to grant them rest. But peace often carries silence, fragile, delicate, always vulnerable to the faintest sound of disturbance. On the seventh evening, as twilight softened the horizon, a knock echoed at the door. James froze mid-task, dust still on his hands from fixing a shelf. He exchanged a wary glance with Deep. Visitors were rare here. Deep opened the door cautiously. Standing before her was a man in plain clothes, older now, his face weathered by time and regret. Her breath faltered. John. He looked nothing like the figure from their past. His eyes held no fire, only a quiet weariness. "I didn't come to disturb you," he said softly. "I just wanted to see if you're safe, if NHI is well." James stepped forward, his body taut, his tone sharp. "You shouldn't be here." John lowered his gaze. "I know. I won't stay. I only wanted you to hear it from me. I've left the life I once lived." "My father's lies destroyed what little pride I had left. I carry only regret now." "I live quietly in the old house. I don't expect forgiveness. I only pray you won't fear me anymore." Deep's hand gripped the doorframe tightly. Part of her wanted to believe him, to trust that a broken man might rise into peace. Another part trembled with memory, with scars not easily forgotten. James's jaw tightened, his voice low with warning. "If you come near this house again, if you bring even a shadow near Deep or NHI, you won't get another chance." John nodded slowly. "I understand. This was my last visit. Goodbye." He turned, his figure fading into the mist until silence reclaimed the road. Behind the door, Deep's heart pounded. From the other room, Nye's laughter rang, innocent, untouched by the storm that had brushed so close. She leaned into James and whispered, "Can we ever be free of him? Even if he says he's changed?" James pulled her close, his voice firm. "The past doesn't vanish, but we will protect NHI." "Whatever it takes. No house will do it for us. Only us." Shadows by the fence. Days slipped into a fragile routine. James returned late from work, shoulders heavy. Deep busied herself with chores, planting flowers as though she could sweep memory away with petals. And Nye's voice filled every corner with laughter, keeping silence at bay, for a while. Then one afternoon, Deep was folding laundry when she heard Nye's cheerful call. "Mama, look. Someone's there." Her heart jolted. She rushed to the door and saw NHI by the garden fence, pointing at the road. A man walked slowly past, head bowed, a sack slung over his shoulder. "John." He didn't look up. He didn't pause. He simply walked on. But Nye's innocent eyes followed. "Mama, who is that man?" He didn't smile, but he looked sad. Deep knelt, gathering her child close. "Just a traveler, my love. Some people carry sadness in their hearts." She smoothed Nye's hair, forcing a smile though her chest tightened. That evening, she told James. His jaw clenched with fury. I warned him. Even his shadow is too close. But later that night, as James lay awake, her daughter's words echoed in Deep's mind. He looked sad. Children see truths adults often refuse. Could John truly have changed? Or was his presence another storm waiting to break? A collision at the gate. The next morning dawned bright, deceptively peaceful. Nhi knelt at the gate, chalk in her hand, drawing flowers on the stone path. Deep called her inside for breakfast, then froze. John stood only a few paces away, looking down at the child's drawings. He wasn't menacing. His face was etched with quiet longing, his posture heavy with defeat. Before Deep could react, James appeared, having returned earlier than expected. The sight of John near his daughter ignited a fury he could not contain. "Stay away," James roared, striding forward, eyes blazing. "I warned you, come near my family again and I won't hold back." John lifted his hands, surrendering. His voice was rough, steady. "I didn't come to harm anyone." "I swear it. I saw the child. Happy. Safe. I envied what I could never give." "I have nothing left. No place to go. But I won't take your peace away. Not anymore." The air crackled with tension. Deep's hand gripped James's arm. "Listen," she whispered. James studied the man, really studied him. He did not see the schemer who once haunted their lives. He saw someone hollowed by loss, carrying chains of regret. At last, his voice softened, though his words remained firm. "This house is not yours to come near. But if you truly mean to change, then prove it, far from here." "Live quietly. Don't make me regret sparing you." John bowed his head. "You won't see me again." "I only wanted to say I'm sorry." With that, he turned and walked away, shrinking into the horizon until he was nothing more than memory. Deep exhaled, clutching James's hand as Nhi looked up with wide eyes. "Mama, who was he?" Deep kissed her forehead. "Someone who lost his way, my love. But we must keep walking ours." James wrapped them both in his arms. "This house isn't just walls. It's where we protect each other. Where we build our life. No past, no shadow, can take that from us, more than a house." The golden light of morning spilled across the new house, but it was not the bricks or beams that held them safe. It was their courage to face the past. Their choice to forgive without forgetting. Their unyielding bond as a family. The old house and its sorrows were gone. This one would stand strong, not because of its foundation of stone, but because of the unseen foundation within: trust, love, and unity. The story of James, Too Deep, and Little Nhi was never really about a house. It was about what we choose to protect, how we balance forgiveness with vigilance, and how love, when held tightly enough, can outlast even the darkest shadows.